Okay, so good evening to everyone and welcome. Thank you for being here. This is our information session for the YEA Entrepreneurship Program. High level overview, everything's really casual, nothing salesy here. We're just presenting some information so that you are clear on what it is that you are getting into as a potential co-facilitator or as a potential student. So we're just going to introduce the framework. A framework, by the way, that helps people move from surviving to thriving personally, professionally, and entrepreneurially. This is about clarity. It's definitely not about pressure. So we're going to just get right to it. All right, so why YEA exists? This program was started by Carol Witt. She is the global director and founder, and I'm going to introduce you to her later. But it exists because what she recognized was that there were um, too many capable, talented people who were just surviving. Is that you? They were overwhelmed. Maybe they felt isolated or unsure of their next step. And when we were all created to thrive. So this program, the YEA program, it provides structure. It provides support. It provides community, and we're going to talk about community a little bit later on. And it provides all of these things so that people don't have to figure out growth alone. That is why YEA exists. So, what does thriving mean? I'm going to tell you. It doesn't mean that life is perfect. What thriving means is that you have clarity, you have confidence, you're consistent in your action taking. And thriving means that you have support, even in the middle of a challenge. Even if you're being challenged as you're going through this program, there is support for you. Thriving then is intentional. That's what thriving means to the YA community. You have to be intentional in order to thrive. The seven pillars framework. So, what I'm about to do is introduce you to the foundation of the Y.E.A. program. And if you notice from my image here, you'll see jigsaw pieces, and they all fit together perfectly. So each piece will fit. And what you will find as we go through this presentation is that the seven pillars fit perfectly with each other. They align with each other. So when one is missing, consider your progress to be slow. When all the pieces are present, thriving becomes sustainable. So everything that we do in this program starts with pillar number one. And you know what that is? Pillar number one is mindset. It's the biggest deal. It is the biggest deal because this is how we shape and see ourselves, our circumstances, how we see our future. So, excuse me, most people don't fail because they lack ability. They get stuck in their beliefs that they've never questioned. Okay. Those limiting beliefs that they've never questioned. And so, YEA in this community, we are here to help people recognize and replace those limiting beliefs so growth becomes possible. All right. So, Let's marinate on that a little bit. Everything starts with this up here, the mindset, and it is the biggest deal. So what's pillar number two? Pillar number two is focus. What you focus on is what you get. Focus determines outcomes. When you consistently, or what you consistently focus on, grows. When you ignore focus, it fades. When you're not focused, chaos can erupt. And if you're in chaos, then you're not organized, and you're not doing the things that you need to do. So focus is also a key aspect to mindset. Once you start working on your mindset, once you start having that growth mindset, now you can start focusing on the things that you need to do. So pillar number three, declaration. Declaration. That is important. And see, Carol's face is all lit up because declaration is when you declare it, you make it happen. It's not about keeping it up here. You have to speak the words. You have to speak what it is that you want to do. Declare it. It's not only for yourself, but for the people around you. Because when you declare something, it has an effect, not just on you, but on the people that you come into contact with. Um, Carol has a really, really good example about declaration. So I want to pause here for a moment and just have Carol come in and talk about declaration and what that means for her. Carol?
Okay, so hi everyone.
Mhm.
Declaration for me is what got me into 82 countries. Guys, I declared, I think it's around 6 years ago now. It just seems like maybe 5 years ago, um, in my North America program that I wanted to go global. Now, I did not know how I was going to do that. My knees shook. It was so big for me to say it, but I wanted it. So I declared it because, of course, declaration is one of our pillars in our program. So I declared it in front of all my classroom. And then my head coach, Keith Sims, he declared he's going to Africa. Now, I want to explain to you why declaration is so important in your life. When he said, I'm going to go to Africa, I saw it as an opportunity. Now, if I had not declared I wanted to go global, here's what I would have said to Keith. Keith, thank you for sharing that and have a great time. Have a great time. They're going to love you over there. Send pictures. Because see, then it's more like I'm sharing with him, sharing in it with him, okay? But because I had said I wanted to go global, I saw it as an opportunity. And I said to Keith, find me entrepreneurs over there. And he did. And that was our access to going global. So I really want you to get, I could be sitting right next to Jackie. And if I do not declare what I want, she can be very close to me. But if I don't ever declare what I want, Jackie, she could have the perfect resource for me. She can't offer it to me if I don't tell anyone. So, declaration is so powerful in your life, and it is a tool that I use on a daily basis. And it's a tool to have you win in life. So, declaration, hands down, my favorite pillar. It got me to 82 countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And I think it's important for us to know that declaration is about ownership, and words make the movement. So, like you said, had you not spoken to Keith and told him what your intentions were and what you wanted to do, I'm sure you would have gotten there, but not as quickly as you did. And I think that's a key thing right there, and that's very important. So thank you for sharing your story with us. So after declaration comes pillar number four, visualization. It's the roadmap to your future. That's what visualization does. Well, I'll say that fast 6 times. Visualization creates your roadmap. All right. When you can see where you're going, your decisions start to align with that future, whatever the future is that you're envisioning, that you're visualizing. So you have to be able to see it. So pillar number three was declaring it, not keeping it up here in your mind, but speaking it out loud, declaring it, and then visualizing what you want that to look like. That's pillar number four. Pillar number five is accountability slash imperfect action. So growth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Imperfect action builds momentum, and then accountability keeps momentum alive. I will tell you that I am a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect before I will release it. In fact, this presentation, when I first did this presentation, accountability did not say pillar five. It actually said pillar four. I was horrified, but it was okay. We got through the presentation, no problem. Afterwards, I fixed it. Now, I do believe and I feel that it didn't stop me from doing the presentation. It didn't hinder me from doing the presentation. I called it out, and actually, I really didn't need to call it out, but I did. But I kept going, and that's the point. I was able to make that correction after the presentation, and everything is fine. Nobody got hurt. It didn't spoil the presentation. Anybody who came to the presentation didn't say, oh my gosh, she had pillar number four twice. I'm definitely not coming back to this program. Not at all. They probably didn't even notice until I called it out. So it's an important aspect to I was able to hold myself accountable in that regard because again, I didn't let it get to me. I continued with the presentation because it wasn't the end of the world. It's just a number. It's just a sleight of hand. And everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out. So um, progress in this instance beats perfection because I was able to just keep things moving. So that was pillar number five. Now, pillar number six, creativity slash collaboration. All right. So creativity unlocks what's already inside of you. And collaboration allows you to go faster. And we talked about that a little bit when Carol talked about declaring how she let Keith know what she wanted to do. And there was collaborations of sorts there helping her to take that first step, if you will. We have another example of collaboration and what that looks like with Carol and Jackie. Carol, did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So I will tell you now, in this course right now that we are doing, collaboration is a pillar. It wasn't in the past,
Mm.
but a dear, dear angel, I call her an angel, came into my life I mean, world into my life, okay? Bigger than life. And she said she's all about collaboration, okay, guys? I dabbled in it to the point that it wasn't a pillar. But I didn't do it to the extent that she brought it into my life. And I got to tell you, now I'm collaborating everywhere with everyone I can collaborate with. And I now say it's my middle name, collaboration. So I want to just have Jackie say something about collaboration because she is the queen of collaboration. You want to hear from Jackie. So, Jackie, come share.
Yeah, eh, let me start from where it started real quick like. As I started my own business, and was trying the heck how to figure out how to work with people and to get to know them at a certain way that I would be useful to them. I didn't want to buy their insurance. I didn't want to eat their supplements. I didn't want to spend money doing all of that. And I thought, what can I do for them to realize that I would like to be part of their life? So I realized that the first thing that I needed to know was their expertise, and the second thing was their need. And when I knew those two things about anyone, all I had to do was to bring people who were going the same direction as they were, and they would fulfill that need. So it began as a whole start of self defense, trying to figure out how to be part of the lives of others. And then it multiplied as I saw the power of working with others. And of course, putting Carol in the picture and Y.E.A. just exploded the whole formula because now I could see globally how people could work together if only they would listen. Listen to understand. And in understanding, to be able to celebrate their differences.
Mm, mm,
That's called collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And it follows basically 5 steps. The first one is commonalities. Without commonalities, nothing works. That's the first C. The second C is to communicate that you have commonalities. The third is to commit to working together, which is the hard one for most people. The fourth one is to contribute to that relationship. That's C. And then when you do it with an open mind and with a bringing your own expertise without judgment, you get the fifth C, which is collaboration. And that's called the glow, the guided love of wholeness. So in my world, it's all built on that and exploded to degrees I had no concept would even be possible through working with Carol and bringing people through the understanding of who they are,
mm.
Y.E.A., so they can play with other people and have a greater impact.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
Thank you, Jackie.
Welcome.
And so collaboration allows you to go faster and further than you could ever do it alone. Collaboration is important. And listening also, you mentioned that, Jackie, is important. We all have something that we want to share, but it's very important to listen because that's how you build relationship, where you can listen to what the other person is wanting to share and then find that commonality there. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. New New possibilities exist and come into existence when you are open to collaboration. All right,
Absolutely.
so
Oh,
pillar number.
creativity. We didn't talk about creativity.
Oh, we did not, did we not?
No, because we went right into collaboration.
Yes, you
I
are
gotta,
so.
I gotta
Go.
talk about creativity,
Yes,
guys.
go
She's
ahead. Go
brainwashed. She
ahead.
saw me here and she's brainwashed.
So, so I want to share something about creativity, guys. For
Mhm.
me, when I first looked at this as a pillar, this was not a pillar at one time. I had a student from Morocco, and she said, Carol, creativity is all over Y.E.A. Why isn't it a pillar? And I said, oh, you're right. So only a couple of years ago that I added creativity, guys. It wasn't around. So, but creativity for me, at first, how I saw creativity is, you were an artist, a writer, a singer, that kind of talent and creativity, okay? But when I started really looking at creativity, I was like, wait a minute, creativity is right here. It's waiting for those beautiful ideas that we have in our heads to come out and put actions to them and make them real. Because every idea, I mean, everything that we have on this planet came from an idea first. And then somebody put action to it, or it never would have been anything but an idea. So creativity became a really jumping off point inside of Y.E.A. in that we teach people how to access that kind of creativity, your mind, your brilliant mind and ideas that are just sitting there waiting to be born. So creativity became one of my favorite pillars because I really started understanding it. And that is anyone can access it. But if you don't know how to, it's hard, not as easy. And so we show you how to access your creativity. We show you how to bring those brilliant ideas out of your head and put actions to them and make them happen. So, yes, creativity is powerful.
Thank you. And then pillar number 7, last but certainly not least, community/leadership. This is the glue that holds everything together. Community is the glue that holds all the pillars together. And in Y.E.A., we have an amazing community. I've been a part, I've been involved with a lot of programs, and people come in, they do their thing, and then they leave. With this program, I'm not saying that people don't, but the majority of people, they come in, they do their thing, and they stay. And they stay and help support and encourage those new people that are coming in. People are sharing their thoughts and ideas, and those people that went on before them, completed the program before them, they're able to share their ideas. They're able to share what the program has done for them. And it's really nice when you are able to go through a program and there are people who've gone through the program before you who are there to support and encourage. And that's what another thing I love about this program is this community that we have. It's huge and it's growing every day. Every time we have a cohort, it grows and it just keeps growing. You would think that people would just drop off because they're getting really busy with their businesses and their ideas that they're creating, but no, they keep coming back and they keep coming back. And so that for me tells you a lot about the program and about what Y.E.A. truly is to each individual that comes here. Leadership in Y.E.A. really isn't about a position. It's about influence. It's about service, and it's about the responsibility in a new era. And I just realized for the first time, Carol, that it's a new era in leadership. That is wow. It just dawned on me with what you are doing with that new program.
Yeah.
So leadership is so important. It's a buzzword that's out there a lot these days, but it really is not about the position. It's about you as a person, what do you bring to the table? What type of influence do you bring? Do you have a servant mind, a servant attitude? Are you in there with your team? All right, not just about giving orders, but collaborating with your team and with the people that you're involved in. That is the type of leadership and the type of leaders that are birthed in this program.
Mm.
And so we've gone through the 7 pillars, and a community, you do not thrive alone when you have a community. Carol, I see your hand. What
Because
do you
I
want to
just
share
want to
with
say,
us?
I
Yes,
want to say one thing about community.
go
You
ahead.
opened a door around why people don't leave. I'm going to tell you why people don't leave. Nobody wants to be the lone wolf out there. They don't want to do this alone. They don't want to build their business alone. They don't want to build their NGOs, their CBOs, their nonprofits. They don't want to go alone. Honestly, when you get right down to it, you want some people behind you believing in you and cheering you on. So that is why our community doesn't go away. It just keeps
Mhm.
coming back and they keep sharing and they keep telling people out there and inviting more people because they found a community that meets their needs, but has them not be lone wolves any longer in anything they take on in their lives. Because collaboration is such a big piece in this program now. So they don't ever have to go it alone. That is why we keep our students.
Yeah, that is so, so very true. So thank you for that, Carol. I appreciate it. So, as I said in the beginning, this was just going to be a high-level overview on why YEA exists and what the 7 pillars to thriving are. YEA, the program it's a guided 10-week, it's an experience. It's not just a program, it's an experience where these pillars are applied in real time. Um, there's accountability, there's community, and we're all here to help each other. And that's what sets this program, in my opinion, apart from some of the other programs that are out there. So this is definitely a 10-week experience that you are going to have. Um, and we are just hoping that you will say yes to being a co-facilitator, that you will say yes to being a student. So whoever it was that showed you this video or invited you to be here at this presentation, you need to go back to that person, that director, and just say yes to a 10-week experience that is going to change your life. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching this. If you are not here, that's okay. Thank you for watching and go ahead and make that commitment. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So that's the end of my presentation. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask that we can answer for you at this time?
Beautiful. Omar, do you have a question?
No, I haven't questions. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. Wonderful presentation. I really admire.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Jackie, do you have a question at all?
Oh, I think people need to really realize the change it will make in their life and that it's not something that it's a done deal. It's something that I personally have found that I need to remind myself of as I go through life. Each pillar brings out new thoughts, new creativity, new ways of looking at where I am at the moment. So it really is a continuous process with literally no accountability in that you have to say whatever and do whatever. It's all voluntary, and I love the community that comes out. And the thing that Carol has said so many times is to watch people get the aha.
Mm.
That's what's so beautiful to watch, and to get the acclaim, which we all need no matter who we are, and to feel like you do have the support of a family that listens to you. And oh, I said that last week. I guess I'm accountable to that. I better
Ooh.
pay attention. So, but it's never, you jerk, you didn't do it. It's always positive. Well, let's see what that was the lesson that you learned in that, and what are you going to do next time to not repeat that lesson and do something different. So it's a very positive approach. Um, and I found it a beautiful, safe place to be.
Oh, so great.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. Thanks for
uh,
sharing
thank
that.
you, Eugene.
Yeah,
Wonderful
you're
job.
Good
welcome.
job.
Really, honestly, a wonderful job.
Hmm.
I love the way you share those pillars, because I share them a certain way, you share them a certain way, but I learn some new things that inside from your perspective, from what you
Hmm.
put together.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was
Yeah,
really
you're
great.
welcome. Welcome.
Absolutely. So guys, we do these every week. Every week.
Every
But we
Wednesday,
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern time, we are here.
And this is let us do the heavy lifting. Invite your co-facilitators that are looking at being on your team. Invite possible directors that want to know more. Invite possible students that want to be in your course. Invite everybody to come and see what this is about. Let's grow it bigger and bigger. The one that we do for the global program, sometimes we have 40 guests come to that Zoom call weekly. So this will get bigger and bigger. It will grow, Udine.
Absolutely. And this is a marketing tool. So it's
It
something that
is.
you can use to send out to potential co-facilitators or potential students. Just use it. That's what it's here for. It's for you as a director.
It's a beautiful thing. Thank,
Hmm.
thank you once again. Okay, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording.